Thank you for inviting me last year when I was 37 points down in the polls. The only people who thought I could win lived in my house. And almost all of them were under the age of 10. So I'm grateful to be here. I know we're going to talk again in a few minutes, and I'm glad to be here with each of you. But first of all, I want you to know how much encouragement I get from what you're doing and the energy that we're getting every day as we go out on the campaign trail and talk to people across our state. I'm fully cognizant that this campaign is really not about me. And this is not, unlike our competition on the other side of the political equation, that we don't believe in individual politicians are going to save our country. We believe in the founding principles of our country. We believe that our Constitution created a system of limited government that has made us the freest people in all of human history. We also believe that it's paved the way for something called the free enterprise system. Let me tell you about the free enterprise system, not that I need to lecture you about it, because so many of you, your lives are an example of the greatness of it. But you know what's happened everywhere where free enterprise has been tried? It's eradicated poverty and created prosperity. And everywhere where socialistic democracies have been tried, it resulted in deaths, lackluster growth, and ultimately stagnation. And why I say that to you today is because we are being asked to choose again. This election is not a competition between Republicans and Democrats or conservatives and liberals. This is a referendum about our identity as a nation, as a people. For 230 some odd years, this society has been unparalleled. There has never been anything like the United States of America in all of human history. You know why I know that? It isn't because I read about it in a book, or because I saw some special on the Discovery Channel. It's because I lived it my entire life. My parents were born in Cuba. I thank God every day, by the way, that Cuba was 90 miles from the shores of the United States and not 90 miles from Belgium, or 90 miles from some other country. Because my parents had the blessing to be able to come here and pursue opportunity. My parents were never wealthy. They never made a lot of money. But let me tell you what they did. They had the opportunity to work jobs, good jobs, so that their children could have careers. And I know there's only one society in all of human history where that story is possible. And that's ours, the place where I have the honor and the privilege of having been born in the United States of America. And now, we're being asked to choose whether we want to continue to be exceptional or if we want to become like everybody else. You know, there have always been people in American politics that have not believed in the free enterprise system. In fact, I will tell you right now that the people in charge of this country, in Congress and in the White House, do not believe in the free enterprise system. They won't admit that openly. But every single thing they are doing now is nothing more than an effort to redefine the American economy, to take us away from the free enterprise system and the entrepreneurial capitalism that has made us exceptional and prosperous. And they're asking us to become more like Western Europe, which over the last couple of weeks hasn't really turned out very well for Western Europe. And that's what this election is about. On every single issue, whether it's cap and trade, or card check, or energy bills, or healthcare bills, all of it is nothing but an effort they are using an economic downturn as an excuse to redefine the type of economy we have in this country and the role of government in America, and worse, the role of America in the world. So we're entering a new phase in this campaign as we move towards November, where our opponents, both in the media and on the left, are going to try to characterize us as outside the mainstream. But this is what I tell reporters all the time, and you should repeat every time as well. You know what we believe in? We believe that the American tax code is too onerous and too complicated, and it discourages investment in the American economy, and so it must be simplified and reformed. We believe that America is spending money it doesn't have, and as a result it will bankrupt our country. And we believe that the world is a safer place when America is the strongest country in the world. You know who else believes those things? The vast and enormous majority of the American people. And so you know who's outside the mainstream? The people outside the mainstream are the ones who believe that our tax code is not complicated enough and should in fact be made more complicated and increased and then somehow be used to distribute wealth. Those are the people that are outside the mainstream. You know who's outside the mainstream in America? People who go around saying things like, at some point you make too much money, and it's the job of government to even it out. By the way, that's what the president said 3 weeks ago. You know who's outside the mainstream? People who believe that somehow it's okay to continue to fund this growth in government by borrowing money that we can't even afford to pay back. And you know who's outside the mainstream? People that believe that if somehow America were to retreat and weaken its defenses, that the world will become safer. Because nations like China and Iran will fill that power vacuum and look out for the rest of us. Those are the people that are outside the mainstream of America. And this campaign and this election, not just mine but ours, will prove that to be true. I'm energized about 2010, and you should be as well. Because the American people all across this country and people here in Florida recognize that we have come so close to losing everything that makes us special, that they are prepared in 2010 to recapture it and secure it for at least another generation to come. America will remain the greatest country in the world because in 2010, the American people all across this country will elect candidates to public office that are prepared to go to Washington, D.C., state capitals, and city halls all across America that will stand up for the principles that have made us great and ensure that it survives for at least one generation more. So I'm grateful to all of you for the support you've given me. I need to earn your support, then I need to keep it, and that's what we'll work hard on every single day. I'm glad to be back here. You're going to see me a bunch more. Hopefully come back through here in a couple months on our bus tour. I'll get to bring all 4 of my kids, and you'll meet 4 of the most opinionated and talkative kids you've ever seen. I don't know where they got it from. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Continue to enjoy yourselves. We're here until I believe it's 6 o'clock.